Are you ready to learn to get rid of stress in your life? To learn how to deal with the emotional turmoil that causes strokes, heart attacks, bad health, and even weight gain? Life-changing habits for work, family, and everyone you deal with start here with Andrew Wittman. It's time to get warrior tough. Here's Andrew Wittman and Dutch Coleman.
All right. It is time to get warrior tough, the most monumental hour in media anywhere. We're your leadership and mental toughness coaches, Andrew Wittman and the Dutch Coleman.
What's happening, people? People everywhere, people all over the globe. Because we do have people all over the globe.
We do have people all over the globe, man. Truth.
No doubt.
And fact. Did you see what I did there?
No doubt.
What's up, buddy? It's so good to see you, but I got to tell you, I'm missing you, man. We got to spend 4 glorious days together out in Seattle, and I miss you, buddy.
Likewise, man, in a great city as well. We got to give a shout out to Seattle. It was a wonderful experience.
Oh, my
People
God.
were great.
Loved it.
The food was great. I can't wait to go back.
We went to this place called the Crab Pot, and Dutch ordered king crabs, and the ocean called, and they ran out of crabs by the time Dutch was, yeah, right? So they bring these giant pots out, and the legs were like the size of my forearm, man, these crab legs.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah,
beautiful, man. I can't wait to get back out there, man, to be honest.
Yeah, and our host, Dave, shout out to Dave, love you, buddy, and he showed me, he did the 1, 2, 3 Forrest Gump steps to, eat the crab legs, and that was the first time that I, did it without making a giant mess. It was just brilliant, and he was a great time, great folks, man. It was just, I can't wait to get back there, dude.
Man, I'm telling you, I can't wait to get back there. Wonderful, wonderful people, really attentive, really responsive, receptive to everything we were teaching, and they were motivated, man. I can't wait to see what comes next for them. Obviously, we're going to do some coaching, some follow-up coaching with them.
Yeah, I'm excited about that, dude. I'm so pumped, man.
Cannot wait.
I started getting some of their, their first homework assignments in today, where we ask for, we asked 3 beginning questions. What do you want to walk away from this, and how can we connect better, and give me your bio, and that started coming in, and this afternoon. And I'm just pumped, man. It's just going to be so much fun.
Yeah, it's going to be an incredible experience for us. It always is, and it's definitely going to be an incredible experience for those in the classroom.
Yeah. Hey, I see you got your shades on your head again, man.
Yeah.
Did you see I tweeted out that picture about, there you go. You're so, So I did a poll on Twitter. I put the picture up, and I said, is Dutch super handsome or mega handsome?
I think we have one response.
Well,
I'll take it, though. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take that response. It was a huge response. I think they were confused because they didn't have another option that just said regular.
Oh, well, anyway, shout out to beautiful Doc for saying that you were, whether you were mega or super, it doesn't matter because you're handsome, buddy.
Mega wins, though. She gave us the one vote. Mega wins.
Okay, so it's mega.
For all the people who wanted to vote other, thank you. There was not an other option, so you can't win.
There was only 2 options. You're either super handsome or mega handsome. I mean, there was, I don't know.
I'll take it.
That's like, do you want butter or sour cream with your baked potato? Yes. Yes.
Or in my case, I'll take either one. I'll take either one of those choices.
All right. Yeah. And so it was good. So, and then our host, Dave, I got on a plane and left Sunday morning, but you took the red eye back, so you had about 18 more hours on the ground. And I told you Snapchat a bunch of stuff. So I was stalking you on the Snapchat. And there was one thing, though, the kids were like, oh, gross. It was a thing where people put gum on a wall or something. Oh,
yeah, that was, and it stretched for it must have been, it seemed like quarter of a mile or something.
So you walk down this alley and you put gum, remember Elf where he said, don't eat the used chewing gum, it's not candy? That's what it reminded me of. Remember when he was peeling it off the subway rail?
Yeah, it was, and you could smell the sugar. It was so bad.
Oh, my gosh, dude, that's nasty.
It was a variety of colors. People obviously were creating designs, writing their name with the gum.
Oh my gosh, dude!
It was amazing and disgusting
at the same time. Yeah. And then you were down at the fish market. Was that Pikes Peak?
Pikes Place or
Pikes Place? That's Pikes Place Market. Pikes Peak's like a mountain, so it was not that. It was Pikes Place, right? So,
that's and then you throw the fish.
Yeah.
Someone places an order.
It was very cool. And then you got to see a bunch of the deadliest catch ships, right? The boats.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. We ate right in Clearview, like right at that port where all the deadliest catch ships are. So, I mean, it was just an amazing experience.
Now, that was your first time in Seattle, right?
It sure was.
Yeah, that was great. So I'm glad you got to spend some more time and do some cool stuff. And there was 12th man flags everywhere. And I was wondering, you told me that they had cut a deal with Texas A&M with that. I hope they get royalties because they're probably, building the new Texas A&M stadium with all those flags if they get royalties on them.
They're really committed to it. They were willing to pay whatever the agreement was with Texas A&M to make that happen and keep that as a part of their culture. And I'm sure Texas A&M, like you said, got a pretty penny out of it.
Yeah, no, I'm glad too. I mean, that was cool. But and then it was really great. But I waited until almost the last day before I sprung on our audience that I was a Patriots fan. But I did it, and they still loved me, so I pulled it off, right?
Well, at that point, you had already trained them to be emotionally intelligent. So they didn't get to them.
See, I always wait at the end. Yeah, never light the fire until you've prevented it.
Rita did a study, and you did it at the beginning.
Yeah, it'd have been over. I would have lost the crowd.
Shin, at the very least, you'd have been kicked in the shin.
Yeah. But I told him, I used the same thing that I use on you, how I say, like, Dabo was an Alabama fan because he came from – but Pete Carroll used to coach the Patriots, man, so get off me, okay? He was a Patriot before Bill Belichick was, please.
Yep.
Anyway,
absolutely.
so it's hard to argue with that logic.
It's incredibly difficult to argue with that because they know, the facts – you can argue with the facts all you want, but they're still the facts.
They are the facts. Like, don't confuse me with the facts, man. I just want my truth. So good. All right, so Dutch, we got this today in my Wall Street Journal. On Wednesdays they have a management section, and so I was reading the management section, and the journalist's name's Kate Davidson, and I love reading her stuff, and so the headline was, "It's hard to find workers with good soft skills," in quotes. Hard to find workers with good soft skills. And I read it and I sent it to you and I said, we got to talk about this, man, because it really, and she's fantastic. Mm-hmm. So we are not, all she's doing is reporting facts and what her research was. So I want to thank her for that, for unearthing this.
Right. She's reporting with the language that's used by the people she was talking to. So we got to make that clear. This isn't her language.
No.
She's giving you a blow-by-blow account of what she was being told as she's out in the field.
And she's a fantastic reporter. Okay, so, and I love her stuff. That's why I even read it. Like, it's like every Wednesday I pull out hers and Lauren Weber's, and, so this whole management section. So, okay. So I'm just going to start going through it. And, Dutch, I want you to just jump in as I'm going through it from our perspective, okay? Because this perspective is so, I'll say it's mainstream. It's the masses of companies out there, because that's who she deals with, and she deals with big. It's Wall Street Journal. They're not, getting off the track. They're in the mainstream because this is their market. They have a 3 million, subscriber base, all in business. So this isn't off the beaten trail. This is the mainstream. So it says that the jobs market's sought after skills can be tough to spot on a resume. Companies across the U.S. say it is becoming increasingly difficult to find applicants who can communicate clearly, take initiative, problem solve, and get along with coworkers.
And we're going to stop right there for a second. And we're going to stop at different points and chop up some of the stuff we read, but this one's going to be pretty quickly compared to some of the other ones. Just a couple of catchphrases. Communicate clearly. And if you're listening at home and you're taking notes, communicate clearly needs to be communicate effectively. Because
why is that? Why is that? Tell us why that is. Because people be like, communicate clearly. That's the same thing, isn't it, Dutch?
Right. I'm speaking clearly right now. And I know a lot of people who can speak clearly, who can enunciate, who you can hear exactly what they say. They're speaking at the right volume. All those, that's clearly, right? Effectively is a completely different thing. And so when you say applicants who can communicate clearly, man, that's a lot of people who got A's in English, right? That people who can, so do I want a bunch of orators? So all I need is a bunch of orators if they can speak clearly, right? No, I don't want that. I want people who can communicate effectively. So we got to get that language.
Why and I think that's it's even hard to find people who can communicate clearly these days.
Right.
And that's the lower level. Right. Forget about effectively is that's almost like a pipe dream. It's almost too much to ask for, right? Communicate effectively. If we could just get someone clearly communicate, right? Because, and I was talking about, I was at this wedding, right? And it was a relative's wedding, and the best man got up, and he was a wannabe rapper, right? And he had his, he had his YouTubes up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's what he kept saying. So he got up, he's like, hey, he's talking to the groom. You know what I'm saying? And for your bride, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, no, dude, you haven't said anything yet.
And the funny thing is that we're settling for people that can just speak clearly. Like, that's it, because they sound smart. I hear what they say. Right. I think I understand it, but no, it needs to be effective, right? So we need to focus on communicate effectively. So the other thing that got me was problem solve. Now, I've been on a lot of job sites. I've worked myself as an employee. Problem solving is never a point of emphasis at any job that I've seen. Now, during your job, getting results, production, all those things are words that are based in reality. Problem solve at a typical place is not, because what you get with problem solving a lot of the times is people going outside their job description. And we know what happens when people are asked to go outside their job description, or they even think of going outside their job description, right?
Well, I mean, and I'll say it like this, and we have, internal in-house data that backs this up, Dutch, because you and I, gather this information whenever we go to clients. Most executives and those in management that we train, before they go through Get Warrior Tough, before they, go through CEO View, before they go through our critical thinking training, they tell us what they want is the noise to stop. I want results and stop the noise. They don't want to solve the problem. They don't care if the problem is solved or not, as long as I make my numbers.
And so if you're out there and you don't really get this, think about the number of times you had to produce despite the obstacles, despite the roadblocks that existed at your company or within the path of you getting those results for your boss. The boss didn't want to hear any of that. They just wanted the results, right? So you never had the time to take care of those problems, to put those fires out, to fix it. I need results. I need them yesterday. Get them to me. So what happens is you do that. You're overworked. You're burnt out. You're stressed out trying to get those results done. You get them done. Many of you out there, you get it done and you get praise. You get your support. But then the next time you need again, you got to go back through that again. So
yeah, you got to jump through the same hoops, the same stuff that was there, because we're just doing Band-Aids, duct tape, and coat hangers.
You're just trying to get the job done. How about problem solve? And then from that point on, everything's smoother. You're going to be way more efficient. You probably can produce at 1.5 times, twice the level that you were before, because you solved those problems that were in your way in route to getting those results. So
I think so. Right. So I think, and you and I talked about this before the show. Really, what your point was, and I think still is that the people that are in charge, they say they want problem solved, but they don't even use that language.
No.
They don't ever tell their people solve these problems. What they tell them is do your job and get me results. And it's two completely different things. Is that right? So is that your point, right?
No question at all. And you've heard it when you say that's outside my job description. Even if it's impeding your progress, if it's outside your job description, then you just fight through it. You go around it, you go over it, and you say, well, that's outside my. That's
and then I hear this from management. And this is what they say in this, the spec ops community: stay in your swim lane, stay in your lane. That's what the SEALs say: stay in your lane, stay in your swim lane. Don't get in my lane. And I get that. You want to focus on your issue, but so problem solving is not really what we want. We really want the noise to go away.
Right. And so now I know we're about to come up on a break, but this is.
Oh, we are. Holy smoke, dude! Yeah.
This is kind of an intro into what we're going to be talking about. So we're going to be looking at management a lot. We're going to be looking at the hirers. We're going to be looking at the employers as we complain about the lack of
talent pool. Right, absolutely. Yes, job market. Oh, that's so right on. Okay, so listen, you guys are all tuned in to the Get Warrior Tough radio show with Dutch and Andrew, and we'll be right back after this break.